Dun, dun, dun. What's up, guys? Where's the camera? Um, Winter's here, right? And if you live in the United States, like me in the North, um, you know that winter's coming and it's going to cause a lot of problems if you have Raynaud syndrome. And I'm not sure to what extent if people can have it worse or better. I'm sure it's possible. But I always tell myself my Raynaud's is not that bad. And then I get into that situation and it's really that bad. And so that's like one thing I want to reiterate is like if this is your first year having this condition, you need to be prepared. And if it's not your first year, don't get too overly confident. I'm sure most of you are not, but that's my problem. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. And then I'll be in a situation like I was last weekend out in the farm with my family, and my hands are numb. And it can be really scary to have Raynaud syndrome because, you a lot of times it's in places you can't really help, or it's like everyone else is fine, but your hands are numb and you have to explain it. Like it's a little cold, but not cold enough for this dude to have his hands completely numb. So, what are some things that you can do? First off, I like to break the ice with people. Just something you're gonna have to be upfront with, and like people look at me, for example, they see a man extremely handsome. I'm just gonna say it, No, I'm joking, but they see a normal, healthy-ish man, and they're like, "You don't have a disease." That's one that I get. Or you look fine. Or they'll be like, "Oh," they'll feel bad for you, but you just gotta be like, "Look, guys, I have a condition, autoimmune condition, and so my hands are extremely sensitive to heat and touch. And look, I'll show you." And you could probably easily show somebody your cap refill, how slow it is. It's basically how long it takes for your blood to like come back to the fingertips. And so, yeah, you're going to have a very slow capillary refill, even in good weather. So now it's October, midway through October. I've already been in a couple of situations where I need a glove. So one thing I always do is have multiple sets of gloves, and I have two kinds. I have like these easy to put on, like small gloves or thin gloves, and then I have the heavy duty gloves. Now, I just bought some on Shein.com. I know I shouldn't have bought it off this like Chinese website because they make inferior products, but I bought like three electric gloves that will actually heat up. The only problem with these gloves is that the other pair that I have right now are really bulky, and they take forever to charge. So you'll charge them for like 5 hours, and the charge will last like an hour. But they've also been emergency lifesavers. But it's like, what does it remind me of? Like a Darth Vader glove. It's like it's a glove and then it extends out more. So it's like when you have these gloves, you can't wear short sleeve shirts. You'll just look ridiculous. And they are really bulky, so you just have to feel really comfortable and maybe people looking at you. But if you have long sleeve shirts, inside, and it depends like where you work. You can't type with them. That's the only problem. But I would be very assertive in that and make sure you have heated gloves and non-heated gloves, especially the heated gloves, because I've been in situations where like I need to get to a heater because my body's cold and my hands are not going to warm up. And so that like leads me to my next point, if I'm kind of like off track here. Your core body needs to be warm. So sometimes I'll be like next to a heater. I'll be like, "What's wrong? My hands aren't heating up." It really a lot depends on your core body, and then your hands and your feet follow suit. So if I'm in like right now, my house, I have 1, 2, 3 layers, constant layers. And that way I could just take them off. The only problem is like this. You take the layer off, and obviously it's kind of my fault for having long hair, but you got to deal with this. You got to do this. Um, but I will notice if I'm here with my 2 layers, and I start to feel cold, I start getting the chicken skin, as my wife calls it, the goosebumps. I'm gonna be close to getting into Frozen Hands land, and that's not a fun land to go to. Candyland's fun. Frozen Hands land, terrible. I would never go there again. But yeah, keep your core body warm. So review. What are some things? Gloves, heated and unheated. 2, core body temperature. 3, get one of those hand exercisers and constantly use those. And I know, like, what does that have to do? Like, strong hands are going to be very important for the winter because a lot of times with our hands, we're going to be touching stuff in the car. Hopefully, just not hopefully. A lot of us drive cars, and it's just really brittle in the morning. So make sure you have good finger strength. Okay, it's gonna come really in handy. Okay, and I know like you want that strength now because like you'll be trying to exercise your fingers later with a bunch of you know with a bunch of ulcers, finger ulcers, and it'll be really tough. So get your hands strong right now. Okay, while they don't hurt, and make sure they're always in good condition. You should probably, if you have a condition like mine, scleroderma and systemic sclerosis, you should always be like exercising your muscles anyway because it's a disease that affects your muscles. But it's specifically for Raynaud's. So distracting. Sorry. Specifically for Raynaud's, you want to have your hands, exercised up. And other than that, I can't think of anything. I guess I have a couple more comments. One, when you're outside and you're blowing on your hands, you think that would work way better, but for me, it doesn't work that well because I'm like getting rid of the core heat in my body and I'm transferring it. It's really just like a heat transfer and it doesn't work as well. And then secondly, what was I going to say? Be careful with space heaters and stuff because a lot of times you'll be heating up your extremities, but the issue is that it's your core body temperature that's low, and so like make sure you're heating up your core body temperature. And last thing, if your doctor prescribes you nitroglycerin for your fingers, I don't know why this would happen, be careful using that because I put on too much and it made me violently ill. I would never take that regardless anyway because I had such a bad experience with it. But that's one thing, careful of any medications that they give you that are topical because those made me sick. Hope this video helps. I noticed I got some more views than normal, so I'm happy that this channel is maybe helping somebody. Reach out. I'm an open book and I will give you all my time if you need it. I'm happy to help anyone with this disease. And lastly, just as a message of hope, I've had this for like 3.5, 4 years, and I'm really starting to feel like I'm getting stronger. My muscles are getting back. It's a lot of work to do, but I'm feeling very confident, and hopefully you'll feel that way. Hopefully you do now, but if not, keep at it. We're going to get through this.